Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Hello and welcome. I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan.
And you're listening to Connecting the Dots.
Coming to you today, Wednesday, July 9th, 2025, from Sacramento, California.
That's right. And here in Sacramento, it's looking like another beautiful sunny day, heading for a high around 93 degrees Fahrenheit. So, pretty warm out there.
Definitely warm. Elsewhere around the country, though, bit of a different story. Keep an eye on the mid-Atlantic, places like Southern Virginia, central North Carolina. There's a risk of heavy rain, maybe some damaging wind gusts, even flash flooding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and severe thunderstorms possible up in the northern Great Plains, too. Plus, critical fire weather conditions continue out in the Intermountain West and the Great Basin. So, stay safe depending on where you are.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, shifting gears a bit. Some good news for baseball fans, especially if you follow the Giants.
Oh, yeah. Did they pull it off last night?
They did. Walk-off win against the Phillies, 4-3. Ryan Walker got the win, and Patrick Bailey had a great night, 2 for 4 with a homer. Always nice to see them win like that.
Nice. Good for them. All right, quick look at the markets before we jump into tech. How did things close yesterday, July 9th?
Okay, let's see. The Dow Jones closed down just a tiny bit, 0.08%, basically 36 points, landing at 44,290.74, but still up 0.61% for the week.
Okay, pretty flat then, S&P 500.
Even flatter, down 0.01%, less than a point, at 6,242.52. But again, looking better weekly, up 0.79%.
And Bitcoin, still hovering around that 108K mark.
Yeah, it closed down slightly, 0.26% to $286 at 108,671.80. Weekly trend is still positive, though, up 0.34%.
Got it. So markets are sort of holding steady for now.
Seems like it. All right, let's transition now to our main event, the Morningstar Tech Report. We're looking at Samsung's big unpacked event.
Yeah, lots came out of that. First up, let's talk about the new Galaxy Z Flip 7. Samsung's definitely refining that flip phone formula.
Right, the first thing they highlighted was the design. It's apparently the thinnest flip they've made so far. It measures 13.7 millimeters when it's folded.
Yeah, definitely slimmer. And that external screen, the Flex window, it's gotten quite a bit bigger, 4.1 inches now.
Oh, wow, 4.1 inches. That's a pretty significant jump. So you can actually, do more without opening it up.
Exactly. That seems to be the idea. It makes it much more useful at a glance. Then you open it and you've got a 6.9-inch main display. It's their dynamic AMOLED 2X tech.
Which means really good colors, brightness.
Yeah, super vibrant. Peak brightness is listed at 2600 nits, which is very bright, good for outdoors. And it's got that smooth and 120 hertz refresh rate.
Okay. And they mentioned a new hinge, too. Armor Flex hinge. Sounds tough.
Right. They're emphasizing better durability, a smoother folding action, addressing that, long-term wear concern people have with foldables.
Makes sense. So it looks better, feels tougher. What about under the hood? Performance, battery?
Battery's bigger, a 4,300 milliwatt capacity. So hopefully that translates to better real-world usage time.
Always a plus.
And here's something interesting, especially for professionals on the move. It's the first flip to get Samsung DeX.
DeX. On a flip phone, so you can connect it to a monitor and get like a desktop experience.
Yeah, exactly. Hook it up to a screen, keyboard, mouse. It basically turns the phone into a little workstation. It's kind of a big deal for this form factor.
I can see that being useful maybe for quick tasks when you don't have your laptop. What about cameras?
Pretty standard flagship stuff there. A 50 megapixel wide lens and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. Should take decent photos.
Okay. But the other big push seemed to be AI, right? They called it an intelligent pocket-sized companion.
Yeah, very AI focused. It's running Android 16, loaded with AI features. And crucially, you can access Google's Gemini Live AI right from that big Flex window, the external screen.
So you don't even need to flip it open to ask the AI something.
Apparently not. Set reminders, look up restaurants. They even showed pointing the camera at something, like a landmark or an object, and asking Gemini what it is, all from the closed phone.
Okay, that actually sounds pretty useful, like quick info without the whole ritual of opening the phone.
Exactly. Less disruptive, more seamless interaction. That seems to be the goal.
All right, so this intelligent companion.
Yeah.
What's the cost? And when can people get it?
It starts at $1,100. Pre-orders are open now, and it should be widely available starting July 25th.
Colors.
Jet black, blue shadow, and coral are the main ones, plus a mint color if you order directly from Samsung's website.
Gotcha. And you mentioned a cheaper one. And deals.
Right. There's a Z Flip 7 FE For $900, it's basically the Z Flip 6 hardware, but with Samsung's Exynos 2400 chip. And yeah, apparently still some Z Flip 6 Prime Day deals lingering, like getting more storage for the standard price.
So options, it feels like they really want this flip style to catch on more broadly, making it thinner, more useful and closed, adding decks.
Yeah, pushing it beyond just a, fashion statement into something more practical, especially with that AI access on the outside.
It definitely seems like the convenience factor is a
Yeah.
big selling point there. Okay, from the Flip, let's move to its bigger sibling, Galaxy Z Fold 7. This is the book style one, right?
Correct. And if the Flip was about refinement, the Fold 7 seems to be tackling the biggest complaint people have always had about these, the bolt.
Ah, yes, the feeling that you're carrying a brick or maybe two phones taped together.
Exactly. Samsung claims this one is significantly thinner and lighter. We're talking 8.9 millimeter when folded. That's almost as thin as their regular S25 Ultra. And unfolded, it's just 4.2 millimeter.
Wait, 4.2 millimeter unfolded. That's incredibly thin. Thinner than most regular phones.
Right, and it weighs 215 grams. That's 24 grams lighter than the Fold 6, and actually lighter than the non-folding S25 Ultra.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Lighter than the Ultra. Okay, that could actually make a difference. So it might finally feel like a regular phone when it's closed. Not like holding a TV remote.
That's the claim. They really seem to have focused on making the closed experience much more comfortable and, well, normal. No more remote control grip, hopefully.
That would be huge. What about the screens themselves?
The main folding screen is now bigger, 8 inches diagonal, and 11% increase. Same grade AMOLED 2X quality. But maybe more importantly, the cover screen, the one on the outside, is wider. It's 6.5 inches with a 21.9 aspect ratio.
Okay, why is that important?
Because a wider aspect ratio is much closer to a standard phone screen. It means apps should look and work better on the cover screen without being squished or needing weird formatting. Makes it way more useful without opening it.
I see. So less reason to constantly open the thing for basic app use. That makes a lot of sense. And the crease.
Still there.
They say the improved Armor Flex Hinge significantly reduces how visible the crease is. It's probably not gone completely, but sounds like a noticeable improvement.
Always a good thing. Okay, performance. What's powering this super thin beast?
It's got Qualcomm's latest, the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy, tuned specifically for Samsung devices. They're talking big performance jumps like 38% faster CPU, 26% faster GPU, 40% faster NPU for AI tasks.
So very fast. Should handle pretty much anything you throw at it. And camera's got a major upgrade too. It has the same 200 megapixel main camera sensor as the Galaxy S25 Ultra.
Wow. Okay. That's a serious camera for a foldable battery size.
It's 4,400 mAh, same capacity as the Fold 6, but the new chip is likely more efficient, so battery life might actually be similar or maybe even a bit better. We'll have to see real-world tests.
Right. And AI features, I assume it's packed.
Oh, yeah. Running One UI 8 on Android 16, very AI heavy.
Huh.
You get the Gemini AI chatbot. Circle to Search is enhanced. Apparently, it can now give you gaming tips like circle a character in a game and it suggests builds, or circle part of a map for walkthrough hints.
Huh. Gaming tips via Circle to Search. It's specific. Useful for gamers, I guess. What else?
Standard AI stuff, too, like photo assist for editing pics and an audio eraser tool to remove background noise from videos you shoot.
Okay. Now, I heard about a potential trade-off. Something missing this year.
You're probably thinking about the S Pen stylus support. It's gone.
No S Pen.
Yeah.
Really? But that was kind of a key feature for some Fold users, wasn't it? For note-taking, drawing on that big screen.
It was, but Samsung said their research showed pretty low usage among Fold owners, so they decided to ditch it. Likely helps achieve that super thin design and lighter weight.
A bold move. I guess they figure the improved form factor is worth losing the stylus for the majority of buyers.
Seems to be the calculation. It's definitely a trade-off some power users might not like.
So what's the price for this thinner, lighter S Penless Fold?
It starts at $2,000. That's another $100 price bump compared to last year.
Ouch. Still very premium. Availability.
Same as the Flip 7.
Okay.
Pre-order now, ships July 25th. Colors are jet black, blue shadow, silver shadow, and again, an exclusive mint color on Samsung.com.
Okay, so the Fold 7 is really pushing the boundaries on design, trying to make the foldable concept feel less like a compromise and more like a practical, if expensive, daily driver.
Absolutely. Making it feel like a regular phone when closed, but still offering that huge tablet screen. That's the holy grail they're chasing. The AI stuff adds another layer of utility on top.
It really sounds like they've listened to feedback this time around, especially on the physical design.
Definitely seems like a big step forward in making foldables more appealing.
All right, let's move from the pocket and the bag to the wrist. The final big reveal was the Galaxy Watch 8 series.
Yes, the new smartwatches. We have the Galaxy Watch 8 and the Watch 8 Classic. And there are some noticeable changes here, too.
Design-wise, what's new?
Well, remember the squircle cushion case design from the Watch Ultra last year? That's now standard across both the Watch 8 and Watch 8 Classic.
Ah, okay, so that squarish, rounded look is the new normal for Galaxy Watches. Is it thinner?
The standard Watch 8 is, about 11% thinner, down to 8.6 millimeter. The displays are also brighter, 3,000 nits peak brightness, very easy to see outside.
And a classic. Does it still have the rotating bezel? People love that thing.
It does. The rotating bezel is back on the Watch 8 Classic, which will make a lot of people happy. It also gets the customizable quick button that was previously on the Ultra.
Okay, so the Classic keeps its signature feature. What about watch bands? I heard something changed there.
Yeah, there's a new dynamic lug system. Samsung says it helps the watch sit better on your wrist for more accurate heart rate readings, like 11% more precise.
Better accuracy is good, but
it means your old Galaxy Watch bands won't fit the Watch 8 series. You'll need new bands designed for this system.
there's the catch.
Yeah.
So, gotta buy new bands if you upgrade. Okay, beyond looks and fit, the really interesting stuff is usually health tracking. What's new there?
This is where it gets kind of fascinating. They've updated the sleep coaching smarter running coach features, but the big new thing is something called an antioxidant index.
An antioxidant index? What does that even mean? How does it measure that?
It apparently uses optical sensors on the watch to estimate the carotenoid levels in your skin, which are related to the antioxidants from fruits and vegetables you eat. Seriously, your watch can tell if you're eating enough carrots.
Kind of.
Yeah.
They shared an anecdote about a tester getting a low score and actually motivating them to eat healthier. It's a very different kind of health metric.
Wow. Okay. I'm intrigued. My watch potentially guilting me into eating more broccoli.
Yeah.
Well, that's something.
It's moving beyond just tracking activity into trying to gauge like your nutritional wellness, potentially influencing daily habits in a new way.
Definitely novel. Any other big health things?
They mentioned improved sleep tracking, including monitoring your heart during sleep. Sleep apnea detection is also coming first to the UK and EU, then later potentially to older models via software update, and something called vascular load measurement for more heart health insights.
So really doubling down on proactive health monitoring. What about the software and AI side?
It ships with Wear OS 6 and Samsung's One UI 8 watch interface, some visual refreshments, a new Now bar for multitasking, better app organization, and Google's Gemini AI assistant is built in.
Gemini on the watch too, so you can talk to your watch AI. Yeah, making it a more capable assistant right on your wrist for quick questions or commands.
Okay, specs and price for these health-focused watches.
They're running a new Exynos W1000 chip, 2 GB of RAM. The standard Watch 8 models have 32 GB of storage, but the Watch 8 Classic gets bumped up to 64 GB.
Oh, more storage on the Classic. Interesting. Pricing.
The Watch 8 starts at $349 for the smaller 40mm size. The Watch 8 Classic, with the rotating bezel and more storage, starts at $499 for the 46mm size.
All right. And available when?
Same timeline. Pre-orders open now, available July 25th.
It really feels like these watches are trying to be much more than just fitness trackers now.
Right.
That antioxidant index, the deeper health insights, it's pushing into wellness management.
Absolutely. And integrating AI like Gemini directly could make it a much more useful, proactive assistant throughout your day. It's all about weaving this tech more deeply into your daily routines and health habits.
Yeah, the whole lineup feels like a step towards more integrated, smarter devices that adapt more to us.
Definitely. It's less about just the hardware specs and more about the overall experience and how these things actually help you day to day.
So just to quickly pull it all together from today's report, we look at the Galaxy Z Flip 7, which seems much more practical now, especially with that useful external screen and AI access.
Right. Then the Galaxy Z Fold 7, making a huge leap in feeling less bulky, almost like a normal phone when closed, while packing flagship power, cameras, and AI smarts.
And finally, the Galaxy Watch 8 series, standardizing that squircle design, bringing back the rotating bezel on the Classic, but really pushing into new health territory with things like that antioxidant index and built-in AI.
And connecting these dots, it's really about how this technology fits into and potentially improves real life. Whether you're multitasking for work on a fold, getting quick info from your Flip's cover screen, or getting nudged towards healthier habits by your watch.
It's about making the tech work for you, becoming more intuitive, more integrated. It raises interesting thoughts, though, doesn't it? As these devices get smarter and more personal, how much do we want them woven into every aspect of our lives? Something to think about. We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.